Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of The Bad Batch. So this is episode 4. So this takes place right after episode 3, which is Omega and Crosshairs escaping Imperial control. Well, they have to crash land onto a planet because their ship has taken way too much damage, or the shuttle I should say. So they land on a random planet where they crash into the wilderness, and Crosshairs basically explains that they're going to have to go steal another ship at the spaceport. So the two of them decide to, along with their dog, their creature, they go into the city to try to get um, another ship to take off. When they get there, they steal clothes so they can, one, be warm, because apparently it's a cold planet, and two, to blend in. They begin walking around. They try to get onto a shuttle. They don't have commander codes. I'm sorry, um, ID codes. And because of that, they're not going to be allowed on a shuttle to get off. So Omega then asks the person running it, saying how much she could offer them to get them on without having codes. And at first, you're not sure if it's going to work. And then she eventually states that, oh, fine, it's going to cost 15,000 credits each. So Omega and Crosshairs go to try to find that money. Crosshairs, on the other hand, wanted to just shoot their way out, and Omega was against it. He was not thrilled with that, obviously, but he's doing what she requests. So now she comes up with a plan to try to get more credits. She goes into a local bar with Crosshairs and their animal, and eventually decides to basically con a bunch of locals to gather credits. So she begins playing a card game, which wins her a lot of money. While this is going on, a high ranking Imperial officer, at least on this planet, comes in and sees Omega winning a lot of money. So he decides that he's going to play against her and state that, hey, why don't you play against an opponent that is actually an opponent and not somebody who's beneath you? So the two of them play the game, and Omega wins, and she wins all the credit. He then states that there's a fee for being newbies, and that the fee is, I believe he said 10,000 credits. So she agreed and paid him off. During this, the Imperials leave and apparently take the animal. When Omega and Crosshairs leave, they realize that the animal was taken. One of the locals tries to extort them for information, specifically stating that he won't tell them what happened to the animal unless they pay. Crosshairs threatens the little guy, and he tells them that it was the Imperial officers that took the animal. So she decides that she's going to go get him. Crosshairs goes, no, we're going to get on the shuttle and get out of here. We have our credits. Let's go. She goes, fine, you take all the credits. She throws them at Crosshairs, and she says, I'll find my own way back. I'm saving the creature. She leaves. Crosshairs finally is about to walk away to take a shuttle to get off planet. He decides against it and goes to follow Omega. When she gets to the place where all the animals are kept, Crosshairs is there to say he's there to help. She, the two of them walk over to find the animal. They get there, and the Imperial officer states that they knew she was going to come back, and he states that they were going to keep the animal. And she stated how much was it going to cost for her to pay for the creature, and he states all his credits back, and then some. So she throws all the credits at him and tells Crosshairs that she says, you know what, we'll do it your way. And that's when Crosshairs open fires on them. While that's going on, he's taking out stormtroopers one by one. Omega releases all of the animals held in captivity. They all escape and start running around. This makes it so the stormtroopers are unable to, one, get closer, but two, unable to get reinforcements because there's too many animals running around. So while this is going on, they decide to take the cargo ship. The two of them work their way to try to get on there. She gets the animal to get on there, and Crosshairs begins to fire his way back onto the shuttle. While this is going on, the Imperial officer is attacked by a massive creature that we do not get to see in this big cage with a tongue that wraps around him and pulls him in, and assuming definitely kills him, but at the very least possibly eats him. So while that's going on, Crosshairs and Omega get on the ship and take off. They now use their codes. Omega uses codes, encrypted codes to be specific, to try to get a message to Hunter and Wrecker. Crosshairs is trying to explain to her that there's a chance that might not be alive. And she stated, I'm not risking that, and I know they're alive. So they go to a desolate planet, and guess who's there? Wrecker and Hunter. So the two of them are reunited. I mean, the three of them are reunited, and Crosshairs is reunited with them as well. And that's how that part of the story ends. What we also see is the head scientist who has gone to the crashed shuttle site on the planet where they just escaped from, trying to figure out the whereabouts of Omega and Crosshairs. He gets word that apparently Omega and Crosshairs were at the spaceport and they had stolen a shuttle ship. He then states that he wants all the information on that shuttle and that they were going to hunt her down. And that is how the episode ends. So, one of the big things here was I was very surprised at how quickly the Bad Batch has been reunited. So, I'm very curious at what's going to happen next. I know the Empire is going to go after Omega and Crosshairs, and obviously the rest of the Bad Batch, but I'm very curious at where this leads to because now that they've already been together, there's no need for them to kind of get involved with the Imperial Army anymore, Imperial forces, I should say. So it's kind of confusing as to where the story's going to go. Um, in the sense of like, I was thinking there was going to be some sort of big battle where the Bad Batch was going to try to sneak into the facility to try to take out um, to save Omega. That's now most likely not going to be the case because Omega's with them. So I'm just very curious to see what's going to happen. Overall, I mean, it still was a great episode. Very much looking forward to seeing where the rest of the season is going to go because we're supposedly having 12 more episodes. Because I believe this is supposed to be another 16 episode season. There's another 12 episodes to be done, and I'm very curious at what's going to happen. But overall, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.